Hey guys, it's zero point 0.4 step 1. I am poem. And for this video, you'll take some notes. We have about 5 different questions with some fill in the blanks notes to take. So grab your packet and let's get started. An I am poem is a poem that is about you. And it's meant to help you express who you are, or who you are right now, or how you feel right now as an individual. There's different types. Some are prescribed. They're very specific from a template, and you just kind of fill in the blank. And I'll show you how to do those. And then others, you can just take it and run with it. If you feel like being more creative and not following the template or changing the template a little bit, you sure can do that as well. So I'm going to show you guys some samples and of both template poems and freestyle poems. And then the next lesson, or the next step, is to actually listen to a spoken word version of an I am poem. That is a should do. So here's a template that you can use. The 3 dots mean you complete the sentence, right? So I am ... Say something about who you are. I wonder. Something you think about, something you wonder about. I hear, I see, I am. And you could repeat that first line or you could change it. It's up to you. I pretend. Something that you feel like maybe you have to pretend in your daily life, or that you want to pretend in your daily life. I feel could be something that you actually feel with your fingers or something you feel emotionally. I touch, I worry, I cry, or maybe you don't want to be so sad. Maybe it's I laugh, and something that makes you laugh. I am. You could repeat that same line from earlier if you want, or say something else. I understand, I say, I dream, I try, I hope, and then I am again. Repeat or make it something new. So for each of these lines, you fill in what you want to say. Let me show you an example of the I am template poem. Here's one that was done by a student a long time ago, and it reads like this. I am confused and alone. I wonder when someone will realize that I am only pretending. I hear distant buzzards cawing. I see the flying leaves. I pretend that I am what they think I am. I feel like it's only a matter of time. I touch my face and wonder why it's mine. I worry that someday I will touch a different face. I cry because sometimes there's nothing else I can do. I understand that life is finite. I say, know me and love me for who I am if you can. I dream that I will find my place and settle. I try to run, but I'm stuck in the same place. I hope the buzzards won't recognize my face. I am confused and alone. So that's a sample using the template. That's sample number 1. There are 2 more samples, and so I want you to pick which one you like the most, okay? Here is number 2. This one's actually about a character from The Color Purple. Did you see that movie? Whoopi Goldberg plays the character Celie. It's based on a book by Alice Walker, one of my all-time favorite books. It's actually the first book, sort of adult book, that I read for fun. So it's a special book to me. But here's the poem, Celie. I am Celie. I am the cold, hard, black floor everyone walked on. People have stained me and laughed, but I stayed solid under them and did not squeak. I am the floor now, but once you go downstairs, I become the ceiling. So I like that one because she changes from being walked on to being above everyone else. Here is number 3, the 3rd sample poem. And this one is from another student, former student. And this one goes like this. I am the black child. All the world waits my coming. All the world watches with interest to see what I shall become. Civilization hangs in the balance. What I am, the world of tomorrow will be. I am the black child. You have brought me into this world about which I know nothing. You hold in your hand my destiny, and you determine whether I shall succeed or fail. Give me a world where I can walk tall and proud. Train me to love myself and my people, to build and maintain a great nation. All right, so pick one. Which one do you like the best? Tell me why. Poetry has different rules than other kind of writing, so I want to just make sure we go over those. I'm sure you've heard them before. But first of all, poetry has paragraphs that are called stanzas, and they're just shown by a space. You don't indent the beginning of a stanza, unlike the beginning of a paragraph that does have an indentation. Poetry has sentences that are broken into lines. The poet determines where the lines break. They don't have to break at the end of a sentence. When a sentence ends, there usually is a line break, but then you can also make line breaks other places. Poetry has a requirement of capitalizing the first letter of the first word of every line, and the margins are opposite of prose. Prose is anything that isn't poetry. But this rule is often broken, and even in the samples I just showed you, this rule was broken. And so it's become more of kind of a matter of style than anything else. Poems don't have to rhyme. Did you know that? None of the poems I just shared with you rhyme, but the next poem I want you to listen to in step 2 does rhyme. Let's see. Okay. One thing that's important with poetry is focusing on the figurative over the literal. So let's talk about what that means. Poetry includes both a literal meaning and a figurative meaning. And so the poem is describing something like a person's face, and so it's literally about the person's face. But the figurative meaning is a deeper meaning. A face represents our identity, or maybe how people see us. And so there's a deeper level there about what it means to describe your face in a poem, isn't there? So poetry really focuses actually more on figurative over the literal, which is sometimes different in prose. In short stories and books, I think we focus a little more on the literal over the figurative. So the literal, it means what it says, no more and no less. Figurative, it means more than just what is said, including what is hinted at, implied, or suggested. In the same way that a face is more than just your physical face. It is a label for who you are, or a symbol for your identity. So for the next step, I would like you to watch and listen to KO's poem called Who Am I? And there are 2 versions. One has no pauses and one has pauses. So you pick which one you want to listen to and watch, and then do the questions for that. It's a should do, so you don't have to do it, but it's a good example of an I am poem. It's a little bit different than the others I shared, so I hope that you will do that. All right, enjoy his poem, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with for your brainstorming in step 3, which is a must do.